Is Gallia supposed to be like England, Switzerland?
It's just supposed to be a generic European country.
Oops, oh yeah, that's this one.
Report. Parting ways.
This is a no battle one, so I'll go through this real
Is that
fast.
Faldia?
It's Fabio.
Fabio, Faldio, same difference.
Fabio Falvian, or something, I don't even know.
Ellipses.
Angry face.
Sir, may I come in? Grease. Any results on that thing I asked you to look into?
Wow, look at Welkin.
Yes, sir. For starters,
He's
this
like
bullet you gave me.
angry.
About something other than bugs.
Its shape and markings perfectly match rounds used by an experimental Gallian sniper rifle. I see. So Alicia really was shot by someone
Again,
inside
or
the
just
Gallian
the
force.
rifle, technically speaking.
Yeah.
So, any leads on who fired it?
You have a problem with simplistic
Yes, sir.
storytelling?
Tell me, Grease. The night before the shooting, records show Lieutenant Lanzet checked
Who's
out
that?
the
Oh,
rifle.
is that Faldia?
It's Fabio.
What?
Fabio had the gun? Are you sure that's not some mistake? It's rare for a tank commander to ask for a sniper rifle, so the clerk remembered it.
Actually, not really. You pop your head out, you take some people, you pop back in. I mean,
Sir, only 2 of those rifles exist right now. One is confirmed to be locked in the arsenal. The other was checked out to Lieutenant Lanzet and has yet to be returned.
he just checked out a
Was
normal
this his
freaking
like?
sniper
Was
rifle.
this his like magic plan to win the war? When he found out that Alicia was one of them?
Valdio? It couldn't be.
We'll hear his explanations when we confront him.
At the talent show.
My talent will be kicking your ass! Matt's having another heart attack.
The memories.
He's feeling foamy and blue.
I served in the talent show.
Hey, Faldio. You in?
You what?
Guess not.
End of cutscene.
Notes on the Valkyrian race. The anthropology of the Valkyrer. Maybe he was reading up on the enemy. This is his handwriting. Alicia must be made to awaken.
Who would write something like this vague? Like,
What?
Alicia must be made to awaken. No matter how much I try, I can think of no other way.
So I was right.
no, actually, press X.
I almost wish I had never joined them on that expedition to the Barius ruins. I'm convinced that the inner chamber was built to admit only Valkyria. But the door opened at her touch. That could only mean that the blood of their tribe courses
So what
through
if you
her
were wrong?
veins.
Oops.
He didn't hit any vital organs.
What's a gunshot between
I was
friends?
shocked to find her bathed in that uncanny light that night in the field. Though I doubted my eyes, I never once doubted. That light was the
What?
Valkyrian
You just
in
contradicted
flame.
yourself.
Ultimately, I had no choice but to accept the simple truth that Alicia is one of them.
That's racist. One of them.
I'd already begun to question all I knew. The walls of the temple sanctum were inscribed with the Valkyrier's account of history. History as it truly was. We are all taught of the Darkson calamity, and how their actions forever scorched the land. But this account told a different story. The Valkyrie invaded this land from the north, slaying the indigenous Darkson people as they came. Their grasp of Ragnite technology and the art of war were vastly superior. They trained the destructive power of Ragnite on the Darkson's land, burned it to ash, then had the gall to pass the blame for their inhuman deeds off on their Darkson slaves. Darksons have borne that stigma ever since, while the Valkyrie became godlike saviors.
History is written by the
The
victors.
victors simply rewrote the history books.
No, they wrote them in the first place.
The Barrius ruins promulgate a lie to all but their own descendants as hard fact. Reading about the Valkyrier's power, the true face of these saviors,
So I had to
left
kill
me
her.
stunned.
So I had to make her one of them.
Yet
Because-
at the same time, I cannot help but think of how useful it could be to us now. Since then, I've investigated every text and report on the Valkyria I could find. They lead me to believe that at least a few scions of the Valkyria must have survived to this day.
Oh, sorry. I thought he
But
was done.
history has recorded rare cases of individuals who have awakened to their powers. Their stories share one common thread. All of them suffered grave wounds before awakening. If those accounts are correct, the blood of the Valkyria stirs at the approach of death. Their power, having slept for thousands of years, bursts awake at one step shy of the end. Once awakened, if one of these individuals takes hold of the refined Ragnite arms of their ancestors, they make their mark on history as one of the Valkyria of old. I couldn't stop myself. I stole the Valkyrian lance and shield out of the university archive. Supposedly their blood serves to amplify the Ragnite's natural power. I have no idea what science lies behind it. Perhaps it's a consequence of their origins in the Ragnite-rich northern regions. Regardless of the reason, the Valkyria's life force itself calls forth a reaction from the stone. The enemy Valkyria decimated our forces on the Magyar plains. I could not afford to stay my hand on account of ethics. I had the rifle, and I forced myself to use it.
Are we sure this is...
What hideous ends justify the means thinking?
I shot her. I placed the lance and shield on her unconscious form.
Aren't you
I was
poetic?
racked with insecurity and guilt. Hands red with blood of my best friend's love.
Or my love.
Only during the talent show.
But now I know. The
You don't know
choice I
that at
made
all.
was right.
I think this is a confession letter.
Valdio! Hello, Lieutenant Gunther.
I'll kill
Is
you.
something wrong?
I like this intense Gunther.
Valdio, where is he? Sir, Captain Varrot just called him in. He left only a minute ago.
Go
It
kill
did
him.
not take him only a minute to read that letter. No way.
Well, to read
I
it,
guess he
he's
could
a
speed
faster
read.
reader than we are.
He stares at bugs. How often?
Go kill him. I'll do it. I'll do it. I like that. Do it.
Run him.
Do it.
He's like,
It looks like he's gonna run him through with the Valkyria's lance.
Do it. Kill him. You'll feel better. And I'm sure Captain will be like, well, this was a good thing.
Valdio, I'm only going to ask you this once.
Where
were
are
you
my
lying in
Beatles?
that
You
letter?
who shot Alicia?
Where are my Beatles?
Where have you put them?
Shot her.
Oh, and by the way,
Kill him. Just choke him out.
Tell me why. Why did
dude,
you have to
read
shoot
the
her?
letter already. Jesus.
People. Gallia needed her. Now let me ask you a question. How else do you think we could have won that battle?
You didn't let me look for a nature path.
For Alicia's power, Gallia would have most certainly lost.
I still can't.
And not just this battle. I'm talking about Gallia's future. How else are we supposed to survive Welkin? Caught on either side by giants. It's Alicia. Our Valkyria. She's the only one who can protect us from them.
Wrong. Our side gaining power won't end this war. All it does is escalate the conflict.
Didn't you listen to Gordon?
That's enough. Listen to each other. You may both be right, but still, you're both very wrong.
Then how could they might be
I
right?
don't claim to have the perfect answer either. However, regardless of the reason, attacking one of your own comrades is deplorable. By Gallian military law, I remand you to the stockade until further notice, Faldio. And you, Welkin. 24 hours in isolation for engaging in fisticuffs.
So if I had a shot, would that have been more? Less?
He would have gone to the stockades, too.
And then you get to fisticuff him.
Separate cells. Naturally.